If you have a Baxi boiler like this one is a Baxi 105E, and the problem I have with it is I have a leaky uh, flow valve, and this valve is basically it leaks from this seal here where my thumbnail is. As you can see, it's all rusted, and it's been there for a while, a good few years in there, and it basically started leaking. Now first thing, get yourself a new valve with a couple of new washers, fabric washers. These are the old ones that I've taken out, and as you can see the difference, they're pretty worn out, and that's why they were leaking. And I couldn't basically put these back in. It's worth getting a few new ones. These ones, it cost me about for six of them, £2, some just over £2 basically. I've got these four new ones, but I've already placed two of them already in to the new valve, and I've got these four as spare. So how do I replace this? Well, let's see. Right, here we have the bottom end of the boiler. This is the left side of it, and that's the flow inlet pipe and the flow valve itself. Now the valve, let's zoom out a little. The valve has two nuts, this one and this one. Undo this one and it will fall down. Remove this one and it will push back onto this pipe, and these are both 22mm. Then if you try taking it off, it still won't come off because there's a third nut which is here, and that has to be removed and completely taken off the threads, and then you just pull this out and it will come out. Replacing one is obviously in reverse. You get the new one, new valve, push it in, and it locks itself with these this wing here, and there's one on the other side, and then you have this flat surface here, and when you slide it into there, it holds it in place and it prevents it from turning. And once the valve is in flush with this plate, it means basically it is in the right position for it to be tightened up here and that one, so you don't need to move this around. It'll be always in the right position. Reversal, push this in and basically tighten this knot, not too much, just nice and snug, and so it doesn't move. And then tighten the top one or this one, whichever you prefer. It doesn't matter which sequence you do that, as long as they're nice and tight, making sure to put the two fabric washers in them. One goes into this one and one into that one, and then basically tighten. Once you've tightened, the job is done, and refill the system and fire up the boiler, and hopefully nothing will leak. Now before you replace this, first thing is to actually drain the boiler of all the water that's inside, and this is basically before you start, otherwise you're going to have a mini flood on yourself. Now once you drained all the water out, and make sure you have a bucket down there to catch the water that comes out of here and also comes out of there. So even though you'll drain the system out, there will be still water in there which will come out. So put a little bucket or rag, whatever you want, to catch that water. Basically tighten up everything and refill the system and check for leaks, and that's how you change your central heating flow valve.